This is Steve Schiffman, and thank you very much for joining me again on another webcast podcast that's deliberately made to help you sell more and better. There's no fluff, there's no dribble, there's no 45 people that I'm going to interview in this session that will give you all the things that you need to know, which of course doesn't work. What I'm going to do instead is focus on one issue. And the issue today, simply put, is what happens when the person says they're not interested. They have no need. I want you to think about this for a second, because if you thought about sales from a realistic point of view, it's somewhat surreal. In other words, you call somebody up out of the blue, you prospect. You get a meeting with that person and you sit down and you say, listen, this is what I sell. I sell this, and I'm sure you need it. Now, the reason you know they need it is because they have bought it before, and therefore they're a candidate for buying from you. The problem is that the status quo is the number one competitor. They have it already. They're not looking for something new. And so therefore, you're an agent of change. So what do you do to turn that around? When the person says they're not interested, what do you say? Now, I've read a lot of things. And I remember years ago reading a line, and I won't tell you who it's from, who said, what you're supposed to say is, Mrs. or Mr. Prospect, I'm bringing something to you that you can use for the rest of your life. Now, I have no idea how much that lasts, but that's what they said. In other words, it isn't just a dollar value. It's going to last for the rest of your life. And the person was supposed to roll over and say, oh, I want your product. But your product is the same as everybody else's. It is, in fact, a commodity. So how do you turn that around? And I want to show you something. So I want to show you a different type of sale. When I sit down, the last thing I ask is, what do you need? I know what they need in the sense that I'm there, so I've got an idea about what they do or what they need. What I want to know is how and when they made that purchase before, because they have. They've bought from somebody else, and they're relatively happy with that person. How did it happen? Did that person call them, or did they call that person? In other words, is that vendor someone that they sought out, or is the vendor sought them out? And without knowing that, you really don't know the process in which they went to buy whatever item it is. Now, you're selling a commodity. And I said that to a group earlier today, that you're selling a commodity. And they go, oh, we don't sell a commodity, we're different. I said, well, tell me how you're different. Tell me how you're different from this city to this city to this city. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. For example, here is somebody, and I won't show you the card. Here is someone who is, in fact, selling for a major life insurance company. Do you actually think that this person, Robert, actually has much more to sell than someone from AXA or Mutual Life or any of the companies that are out there? You really think that this card represents such an incredible deal that they're going to throw away, rip up their existing policy and buy from my friend Robert? I doubt it. And you doubt it, but you're going to go after it. So what do you say? What I believe you have to do is understand what this company does, how they do it, when they do it, where they do it, who they do it with, why they're doing it that way, and then help them do it better. It's the only way. You have to help them do it better. They don't have a problem. There's nothing to solve. There's no issue on the table. This guy is happy with what he's doing. He's also happy with what he's doing. So are you able to turn it around? And here's the second big question. Do you know how to differentiate yourself, that is your company, from everybody else? From everybody else. I have on the walls in this office different posters, different African art, different American art, Indian. I have all this stuff here. But after a while, it looks the same, doesn't it? An office is an office. How do you separate yourself up? So I've separated it with my things. Are you separating what you sell with you? as being the key person. But I want you to be careful. When I travel around the world and I ask people, well, how do you separate yourself out of the rest of the crowd? The number one answer is, in fact, I give great service. I'm there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which of course is not true, but they tell me that. I go, really? And what do you think the other guy says to you, or the other woman says? Well, they say the same thing. So we've really created a conundrum. That is, we've created a commodity issue that's hard to break. Anyway, this is Steve Schiffman. The magic word for this week is nickel. Nickel, like penny, nickel, dime, nickel. Put that in an email, call me up and say the word nickel, and you have a chance of winning a free book. I take care of it. Now, some of you are getting ebooks. They're all out. Some of you are getting ebooks simply because the distance in Nigeria is too difficult to mail to you, but you're getting it. So that's taken care of. The other thing I want you to remember, if you need help in any of the things I've talked about, prospecting, prospect management, sales skills, handling objections, give me a call. Let me know. I think I probably can help you. You'd be surprised what I can do if you and I have a chance to really speak. So this is Steve Schiffman. I want to thank you for joining me today. And as always, you humble me by your presence.